Good morning, everyone. Steve Georgia here from Allendale's Trading Floor. It's December 14th, 2011, and I'm bringing you your morning coffee. Pretty quiet trade, though, overnight. We did have a little volatility as far as the grains. Corn ended up about $0.0125 lower. Beans down about 4.25, with wheat up 1/4 cent. So some of the issues that we're going to have to face here as we get going and move toward year end. This week, you've got U.S. Congress that's still battling over their jobs bill. There's the deadline there is Friday. There's talks now, if nothing gets done there, we might have a government shutdown as far as on Saturday if nothing is done. So that's going to be an issue that needs to be watched pretty closely. As far as the EU, so as far as Europe and their situation over there, that situation still needs to be watched closely. Today, there's not much talk of it around the markets. You don't hear it all around the news wires yet. But keep that in mind here as we go forth. It's kept the markets very choppy. And as we get into this, or deeper into this holiday season, we're going to see a lot of volume lighten up a little bit more, which is going to create more choppiness for the markets. But that's a situation that needs to be watched very closely. Now, as far as the grains, something coming up this week, we've got export sales. Okay, that comes out tomorrow. We saw good export sales last week. Okay, we need to see them again. Are we finding value for the grains at these levels, or do we need to take another step down before we find that value again? So, as I said, good export sales last week. We had good inspections for corn, kind of neutral inspections on beans this week, but we'll see what the exports have to say here in the morning. Weather is another hot button topic for the grains. South American weather. There is no rain in the forecast here till next week. They do have, they're starting to build more concern there as we start to watch some of these, more of these forecasters continue to push that rain back. But the other thing is that you've got a lot of research firms, and as far as Brazil's government even, moving their estimates, their crop estimates, down quite a bit here on beans yet. That might be supportive on beans. So USDA is still sitting at 75 million tons for Brazil, but a lot of these research firms are starting to drop back their estimates due to the drier weather. So we'll see how that's going to affect. Looks like they do have some coverage here for December 21st through the 23rd. That should be a pretty good rain event, but we'll see how that affects the markets as we get closer to that. As far as the dollar, kind of an interesting trade for the dollar. We made a new high today, a new near-term high for the dollar, and it's up 22 right now. We've seen a great run over the last couple days, which in turn has kept commodity prices on edge and kept quite a bit lower. That's going to be something that a lot of guys are going to focus on here today. Where is this dollar going? If we're going to continue to see this dollar rally, we're probably going to see commodities continue to stay under pressure. Crude oil down $1.70 right now. That puts that at 98.45. January options go off the board here tomorrow. We've got a lot of activity right around that $100 area. When the December options went off last month, we saw a big day, the day of option expiration. We saw some very wild trade. We did end up closing back above that $100 mark, and that was the excitement that we had seen about a month ago. Now here, this month, what are we going to see now? Still, that $100 mark is where we've got a lot of action and a lot of puts and calls. So it almost feels like they're going to try to keep that around this $100. And like I said, currently we're sitting at about 98.45. As far as the stock market, relatively quiet, down about 19 points. We did find a pullback yesterday, and we're following through. We've got some follow-through selling right now, but down about 19 points. That could change on a dime, so continue to watch that. As far as the metals, gold breaking back even more after a big break yesterday. Gold down about $30 right now. Silver down $1.30. So we've pushed silver down below that $30 area. We're sitting at $29.88. We may go down and try to test some deeper lows yet. But we've got some pretty negative trade right now as guys are coming out of the metal markets. As far as livestock, the dollar and commodities are going to be a big thing to watch. The dollar, as we mentioned, is stronger. Keeps some pressure on commodities. That's affecting just about everything. Right now, you've got fat cattle down about 35 cents. Feeders down about 90 cents. The packers out there are still hoping to see for maybe $2 lower this week. Cutouts, though, were mixed yesterday, and we'll see what they bring here today. As far as the hogs down right now about 10 cents, relatively quiet. We had pork cutouts that were up about 66 yesterday, so supporting the market a little bit. But today, just like everything else, pulling back a little bit. We got the hogs trading just a little bit lower. But I want to take this time, actually, and I want to invite you guys out to our conference. I know at this point you guys have probably seen a lot of material on the conference. You've heard us talk about it. Now it's time to take action. I want to see you guys get out there, check your calendars. Make sure that this fits into your schedule. But give us a call. Let's get you a seat reserved. I promise you guys a good time out there. We've got a lot of information to get you, and it's just a great way to start your marketing and to get your head clear and look forward to next year. So give us a call over here with any questions that you have, 800-262-7538, or check us out right there on the web, allendale-inc.com. Guys, have a great day today and have a great rest of the week.